Oh, it is week 7. RotoBros Live. Week 7 starts Sunday. Starts now. Welcome in, guys. Thanks for hanging out. First order of business. Chop on, baby. Braves are going to the World Series. What a night it was last night. Obviously, if you follow me at all, you know me and my buddy Kevin, we had a blast watching that unfold as well. So we are decked out in Braves. So it's a football day. But man, it just feels good to worry about some baseball this late in October. All right, guys, let's get everything cranked up here. First question of the day. Good morning, Dusty Dunaway. Thank you. Congrats to the Braves. Everybody, thank you for the congratulations. We are excited here in the ATL. That is for sure. Okay, so first question is thoughts on Damian Williams. Damian Williams, I'm glad we're starting off with this because a lot of people didn't know. Damian Williams is playing today. So if you had Khalil Herbert due to bye weeks, and you were starting Khalil Herbert, like in a few leagues like I was, and you were in a pinch, oh boy, Damian Williams is playing. So you don't want to start Khalil Herbert. So as good as Khalil has really been since Montgomery went out, since Damian Williams has not played, you're really going to have to pump the brakes this week on Khalil Herbert. So I've got some things to do after the show to get Khalil Herbert out of my lineup this week as well. So do not start Khalil Herbert. I'm not really even going to start Damian Williams unless I absolutely have to. I just can't. The Bears haven't looked good really all year outside of David Montgomery. And I just don't see them really doing much of anything against Tampa today. And I don't know if Damian Williams on his first game back is going to be able to provide you with much. But again, you may not have any options because of all these bye weeks. So that's going to be my thoughts on Damian Williams this week. Just be careful. Hopefully, you're not in a position where you're backed into a corner, but you very well could be. Need one wide receiver to flex in PPR. Goddard, Shepard, Hunter Renfrow, Michael Pittman, Darnell Mooney, and Alex Collins. Well, just by default, your wide receiver is going to be Michael Pittman. T.Y. Hilton's out. He's going to get most of the targets, right? Like, he's going to be the target hog, but we like T.Y. Hilton to play because that's another quality receiver that draws coverage away from Michael Pittman. However, it's not a bad enough thing that T.Y. Hilton is out where you're going to sit Michael Pittman. You're pretty much going to start Michael Pittman every week when these are your options. So, yeah, Michael Pittman by default there. As far as the flex, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think for me it would be a toss-up between Alex Collins and you know what? To be honest, I think it'd probably be a toss-up between Alex Collins and Dallas Goedert. Now that Zach Ertz is not in town anymore, Dallas Goedert's back. We could be looking at. I think we're going to be looking at a fantasy tight end one the rest of the way in Dallas Goedert. I mean, this is going to be the Dallas Goedert that we all thought we were going to get back when we were drafting in April. Well, some of us in April, in May and June, and sometimes even July, when we thought that Zach Ertz was absolutely going to get traded before the season started. So, Dallas Goedert was coming off the board as a top 6-7 tight end. I think that is the sort of fantasy production we can expect from Dallas Goedert moving forward. So it's going to be Goedert, I think, and Pittman definitely for me. David Webb says Gaskin or McKissick. Also, I'm playing Bateman from Baltimore. Also can play St. Brown. I guess I would play Bateman, Rashad Bateman, just because I think he's going to be more of a target hog. I think he's obviously, Marquise different than Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown typically is not going to be, bogged down with targets, right? And I think as the season moves along, Bateman's going to start, becoming that number one option, or at least number two option behind Mark Andrews on the target totem pole. So I think Bateman owners have something to look forward to there, but I think you need to remain cautious. I wouldn't expect much from him or Amon-Ra St. Brown, especially with the Lions playing the Rams this week. But as far as Gaskin and McKissick, I think I'll go with Gaskin. Look, Antonio Gibson's playing, so that's going to limit McKissick's upside anyway. I think that Gaskin, obviously, he's been a little frustrating here and there. He's had one really big week, and I think he is more likely. The odds are in your favor that he has another big week rather than J.D. McKissick outscores him, especially with Miami playing Atlanta. Even Matt Ryan agrees. So get Myles Gaskin in the lineup, and hopefully he can. Hopefully he doesn't, because I don't want to see the Falcons get torched. But hopefully for your sake, Gaskins has a good game So Myles Gaskin would be the option for me there. David Webb. Jason Quinn, flex PPR. Sanders, Goddard, or Michael Carter. Congrats on the Braves. Thank you, sir. Sanders, Goddard, or Michael Carter. It's not going to be Michael Carter. I guess by default, I have to go Miles Sanders. I'm not excited about it. I don't feel good about any of these guys. Of course, I feel okay about Goddard in comparison to tight ends, relative to tight ends. But I'm not going to start Goddard over, a running back more often than not. So I think I'm going to go Miles Sanders here. I know he's been poo-poo all year long. And look, I was on the Miles Sanders poo-poo bandwagon all offseason long. I wasn't touching him anywhere. His ADP had to be disgustingly low for me to even think about drafting him. So I literally have 0 shares of Miles Sanders in any of my leagues aside from one dynasty league. But so I'm going to go Miles Sanders here just because there is a ceiling there if things can end up rolling his way. Just don't expect things to roll his way. So just don't expect a lot from Sanders or Carter, but I will take both over Goddard just because I think there's a little more upside in totality. Matthew Bright, Collins, Pascal, or Brandon Ayuk. Typically, you asked me this, 3 weeks ago, it's going to be Brandon Ayuk. I don't know if we should expect much from any of these guys, but the Cardinals' secondary has been susceptible to the deep ball. They have been susceptible to wide receivers. So I'm going to say in a game where I think the Texans are probably going to have to throw a lot, I'm going to go with Collins. I'm going to go with Nico Collins. I'm going to ride my guy Nico Collins, my dynasty darling in Nico Collins. I'm gonna go with Nico Collins here. Again, I think you could pretty much play either any of these three guys, and really kind of expect nearly the same. I don't think you should expect a lot from any of the three. Is what I'm trying to get across. But I think probably the highest ceiling goes with Nico Collins. So when I'm faced with guys, typically when I'm faced with three guys who I can pretty much expect the same thing from, I'll typically take the guy with the higher ceiling and who I think is ultimately the most talented. I think that is Nico Collins. So give me Nico Collins over Pascal and Brandon Ayuk there. Let's see. Lost my place here. All right, non-PPR. Need a Darren Waller pivot. Yeah, because it looks like Darren Waller is going to be out this week. Need a Darren Waller pivot. Ertz or RSJ. Oh, give me Zach Ertz. I'll take Zach Ertz. I'll go Zach Ertz. I'm going to jump on this Zach Ertz. Look, I don't think they would have. I understand the Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury. They have not really been traditionally tight end friendly. But I don't believe that you trade for a guy like Zach Ertz. Okay, one of those Jason Witten type of Kyle Rudolph type of tight ends that is not like Dallas Goedert or Jimmy Graham or anything, not really a move type, but a guy that is sure-handed, is going to move the chains, another possession receiver, and I think a volume receiver. I think that Zach Ertz could have a really, really good rest of the season in Arizona. There are a lot of, targets there aren't a lot of targets to go around because there are a lot of bodies competing for those targets. But the good thing is there's not a lot of bodies competing for targets at tight end, and I think he is going to be the guy that gobbles all of those up at the tight end position. So I know RSJ has been nice, and I get all that, but I'm gonna trust the quarterback here and the offense and the matchup. I will go with Zach Ertz. Rojo or Ramondre Stevenson? Give me Ramondre Stevenson. I think he's a better player than Ronald Jones. I trust him more than Ronald Jones. I think he'll be used more than Ronald Jones. We're starting to see that now. He's got a better matchup. Give me Ramondre Stevenson. I'm even starting him because of bye weeks. I'm having to start him in a couple leagues as well. DK Metcalf, Julio Jones, Antonio Gibson, full point PPR. If I have to choose between the three, it's going to be Antonio Gibson because I can't trust DK Metcalf with Geno Smith. Can't trust anybody with Geno Smith. Right? And it's definitely not going to be Julio. It's going to be Antonio Gibson every week. Antonio Gibson's going to be the choice over Julio and DK for me every single week because he's going to score points in more than one way, and he's not totally dependent on his quarterback. So Give me Antonio Gibson there for sure, Brandon. Dominic Hogan, okay, looks like he's talking about baseball. We're going to move on to football, Dominic. Give me about 45 minutes here, and then we'll get back to baseball. Luckily, we are playing the Astros, so I'm, well, not luckily. I'm not super excited about it, but they're probably not excited to play us either. Zach Myers says, Tyler Lockett, Antonio Gibson, or Chase Edmonds in the flex. It's sure as hell not going to be Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds doesn't even need to be in this discussion. He's not a full-time, do-it-all workhorse. He's not somebody that I would trust. Typically, Lockett would be somebody that I would trust, but I can't trust him either because of Geno Smith. So by default, it's going to be Antonio Gibson regardless. Any week over these guys, but especially this week. So Antonio Gibson for sure. Gaskin, Booker, or Carter in standard. I will go with Gaskin, Carter, Booker. Gaskin, Carter, Booker in that order. Lisa McCullough says full point PPR need 2. Mooney, Jacoby Myers, Allen Robinson, and Corey Davis. Oh, man. What do you do with Allen Robinson, right? What do you do with Allen Robinson? I'll go with Jacoby Myers because I don't know if any of these guys have a great ceiling. I would say Mooney, but against Tampa, I'm just not super excited about that. So I'll go with definitely a high floor in Jacoby Myers for sure. I'm going to go with Corey Davis. Yeah, I'm going to go Corey Davis. Corey Davis and Jacoby Myers over Mooney and Allen Robinson. I can't trust Allen Robinson. I can't do it. Clinton Garrett says Elijah Mitchell or Chase Edmonds in PPR. I will go with Elijah Mitchell. No, you know what? No, I'll go Chase Edmonds. No, I like the matchup better. Mitchell playing Indianapolis. Indianapolis starting to play a little bit better now. This is a must win for both teams tonight. So I think Wentz is going to have a good game. I think Pittman's going to have a good game. Jonathan Taylor, mother of God. Look, I think these guys are pretty much, I think the offensive skill positions, nearly all of them are going to have good games. Garoppolo's going to be back. That may be, for right now, that may be a good thing for guys like Debo, maybe even Ayuk and Kittle as well. But, I think this is going to be a really good game tonight. And it is a must win for both because if whoever loses is nearly a lock to almost miss the playoffs at this point. So I will go with I will take Edmonds here, even though I don't think Mitchell's a bad play, but I will take Edmonds based solely off the matchup. Is this the week that Rashad Bateman pops up? I have no idea. I am not going to ever try to predict when a Ravens wide receiver is going to pop off. It's not a smart thing to do. So especially a guy that even right now might be third on the totem pole in targets. Like we don't know. Bateman's only been there 1 week, so it's impossible and it's unrealistic to even try and it's irresponsible for anybody, including myself, to try and predict that because it's nearly impossible. So I don't know really. I don't know. It depends on what your options are. I'm not playing him no matter what. It depends on what my options are. But again, I think eventually he's going to be a guy that is going to gobble up some targets because I think that's the type of receiver he is. He's a big, strong possession receiver, and he can put on a clinic when it comes to route running. So Rashad Bateman's great, but I'm not going to try to predict which week he goes off. Kyle Patterson, PPR flex, McKissick, Devontae Smith, Gaskin, or A.J. Green. It's not going to be McKissick. It's hard for me to say Devontae Smith because there's such a low floor. He's going to be kind of schizo. He's going to be up and down. He's got a high ceiling, got a low floor. There's not really much in between. Gaskin, I think AJ Green would be second. I'm gonna go Myles Gaskin here, and it's strictly because he plays the Falcons. It's strictly because of matchup. Give me Myles Gaskin, but I think AJ Green is also a pretty decent play as well, and I wouldn't blame you because he's been playing well. We'll see how inserting Zach Ertz into the offense affects him. I have a feeling it's probably going to affect guys like maybe Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore a little bit more than it will AJ Green. But I think Myles Gaskin is going to be your play today. I just think there's going to be more opportunity there. Let's see. Dominic Hogan, Devontae Freeman, or Myles Gaskin. I know, terrible question, right? Myles Gaskin. I can't trust the Ravens running backs right now. And I know some of you are going to be forced, to start Devontae Freeman, especially because of last week. I don't know if he's going to have a great game. I really don't think so, but some of us are going to be forced into starting him. Myles Gaskin, though, I think is definitely going to be the better option there. A lot of Gaskin questions so far this week. Ugly week, Bryan Edwards or Zach Pascal? I will take Zach Pascal with T.Y. Hilton out. If T.Y. were playing, I would go with just Bryan Edwards and kind of roll that dice. But with no T.Y. Hilton, I think we're a lot safer with Zach Pascal. Mike Davis or Devontae Booker? I'll go with Mike Davis, actually. Not thrilled about it. Trust me, I'm not thrilled about either of these guys. But I will go with Mike Davis over Devontae Booker there. Damian Williams or Michael Carter? Don't like either one of them, really. I'll go with Damien Williams. I guess. I'll go with Damien Williams. Remove one. PPR. Goddard, Ertz, Pittman, Renfro, Williams for the Bears. I will remove Hunter Renfro. And the only reason I'm doing that instead of Damien Williams is because Damien Williams is the running back. He can score. He's going to score points in more than one way. And I'm just hoping for like a goal line touchdown. I mean, that's pretty much what you're hoping for with Damien Williams and Khalil Herbert. With Damien Williams starting and Khalil Herbert going to be involved. He's been too good not to be involved. So he will be involved. But you don't want to start Khalil Herbert if you can help it. PPR flex, Michael Pittman or Chase Edmonds. Give me Michael Pittman. Give me Michael Pittman over Chase Edmonds. Lisa McCullough, full point PPR. Alex Collins or Tyler Higbee or Mecole Hardman. You probably don't even need to own Mecole Hardman. I don't know what format this is. Maybe it's Dynasty with some deep benches. In that case, maybe you can, it's fine owning Mecole Hardman. If it's a redraft league, Lisa, and you've got 5 to 7 bench spots, you can cut Mecole Hardman. You're going to be perfectly fine. You're never going to start him. You're never going to use him. He's not consistent enough. He doesn't have a floor. You can't ever decide, this could be the week for Mecole Hardman because he's just way too unreliable. Cut bait with Mecole Hardman. Add another running back to your depth. Add a better wide receiver with a higher floor to your bench, or if you need another tight end, maybe that as well. But I would definitely cut bait with Mecole Hardman. You don't even need to worry about him. Alex Collins, though, is going to be the option for you there until Chris Carson gets back. Ayuk or Robbie Anderson? I'll go with Robbie Anderson. Matchup against the Giants. I don't really hate either one of these guys this week, but I will play the ceiling play with Robbie Anderson against the Giants this week. So, yeah, give me Robbie Anderson there. Joseph Woods, Damian Williams, and Drake, full point PPR. Thinking of you, Joseph. Hopefully everything's good to go, man, of what we were discussing last night. Damian Williams or Drake, full point PPR. This one's tough because it looks like ever since John Gruden has been fired, or ever since John Gruden resigned, I should say. Important distinction. Ever since Gruden resigned, it looks like, and this is one game sample size, they are trying to get Kenyon Drake more involved. This is the work. These are the touches. This is the implementation of Kenyon Drake that we were all hoping for. This is why I thought Kenyon Drake was a massive steal. Okay, as the guy who was the primary, came in as the primary pass catcher. He might be but he is one of like the top 3 highest paid backups in the league. He might be the highest paid backup in the league. And so it's been perplexing all year how he has not been more involved in this offense. But last week he was, and he got in the end zone. This is the type of Kenyon Drake that we've been wanting to see, and it's not his fault. He's still a great player. We all know that. He can still do it all. He's a threat from anywhere. But he just hasn't been used, and it was so odd. Now it looks like, we'll see if this week is another indication, but it looks like he's going to be more involved. Full point PPR, I think I will take Kenyon Drake and roll the dice there. None of these guys, I don't think either of these guys are great plays, Joseph, but I think there's a ceiling there that's a little bit higher than Damian Williams, especially with the matchup. If Damien was playing the Jets, it'd be Damien Williams. But playing Tampa, Khalil Herbert's going to be involved. I'll take the guy who I think is a better football player and I think has a higher ceiling. I'll take Kenyon Drake. And maybe this sort of new coaching staff and new head coach, I think maybe they're wanting to get Kenyon Drake more involved. At least last week was an indication of that. So fingers crossed that is continued to be the case as well. So monitor him if he's on your free agent wire there. Let's see here. Chase Edmonds, excuse me, Chase Edmonds, Damian Harris, or Kenny Gainwell. Not going to be Kenny Gainwell. I think I'll go Damian Harris just because of the matchup this week. But I can't blame you if you want to go Chase Edmonds because he is going to catch more passes than Damian, I think. But these are two backfields that are going to be pretty much headaches all year. This is why I didn't own any shares of Chase Edmonds and James Conner. You just didn't know who's going to start, who's going to be the guy, you just didn't know, right? So I think I'll go Damian Harris and play a little bit safe there. So yeah, it's going to be Damian Harris for me. Ronald Jones or Ramondre Stevenson? Ramondre Stevenson. I think I had that one earlier as well. Ramondre Stevenson for me. Winston or Darnold? I will take Jameis Winston. Yeah, I'll go Jameis Winston against the Seahawks Monday night, tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. I'll take Jameis Winston. I like him a lot more than Sam Darnold this week. If Waller is out, who would you start? TJ Hockenson or, well, you shouldn't even own Foster Moreau. Guys, you shouldn't even own Foster Moreau. You shouldn't. I don't care that Waller's not going to play. Probably not going to play. It's going to be Hockenson for me. Just go ahead and start Hockenson. The volume, there's going to be more volume there. Look, Moreau might end up getting into the end zone, but he's not really a guy that you want to try to predict to outscore TJ Hockenson, a guy who you were drafting as a top 3 tight end, right? So go ahead, give me TJ Hockenson there. That's a pretty easy decision for me. Gaskin, Carter, or Booker, give me Gaskin there. Scott Snyder, 1 point PPR, need 3 of 4. Booker, Mitchell, Damian Williams, Josh Jacobs. It's going to be Jacobs number 1, going to be Elijah Mitchell number 2, and you're going to leave Damian Williams on the bench. I'll go with Devontae Booker. Man, I don't. I feel gross saying that. I need to take a shower even just telling people to start Devontae. I don't even like that. But it's a better play than Damian Williams, I think, this week. So give me Devontae Booker, Elijah Mitchell, and Josh Jacobs there. PPR, Hockenson or Ricky Seals-Jones. I will go with TJ Hockenson. Am I crazy to start Debo in my Superflex over Zach Wilson? I don't think you're crazy. And I would probably do it. This is one of the rare occasions, folks, where I will not start a quarterback in my Superflex if these are my 2 choices. I will play Debo Samuel every time over Zach Wilson, especially in a Monday night or a Sunday night must-win game against Indianapolis. Yeah, go ahead and give me Debo there. Let's see. Risk Gibson with a shin injury or start Callaway against a horrible Seattle D. You're going to risk Gibson. He's been questionable every week this year. He's been fine. Go with Antonio Gibson. I've got this same exact. It's funny. I've got this same exact. Well, it's not really a predicament because I'm going with Gibson, but I had this same exact question this morning when I woke up. Which one do I play? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go with the floor, and I'm going to go with the higher ceiling. I will go with Antonio Gibson. I'll go with the overall amount of touches. Chase the touches. I'll go with Antonio Gibson for sure. George Chamberlain, Geno Smith, is he worth picking up if you need a replacement quarterback? I don't know who your other options at quarterback would be. Probably not, but it depends on how bad your options are. That's for sure. Let's see. Booker or Devontae with PPR. I don't know which Devontae that is. Devontae Smith, Devontae Adams, Devontae Freeman. I would imagine Devontae Freeman if you're asking the question. So I will say Devontae Booker. I will go both Devontae. I will go Devontae Booker. Give me Booker over Freeman. Darrell Williams or Cordero Patterson. Man, you can't bench Cordero Patterson. Good God. I mean, who saw this coming? The usage is out of this world, but he's just doing stuff, man. Like, he's just doing it. Give me Cordero Patterson. Sam Beal, first off, congrats on the Braves. Thank you, sir. Serious question. Would you trade Winston and Julio for Russell Wilson and Lockett? Yes, I would. I would do it without even thinking about it. I would sit, if it meant getting Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett and upgrading at both positions, excuse me, I would absolutely take the hit at quarterback for a couple more weeks until Russell Wilson gets back, and I would absolutely do that, 100%. No questions asked. Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett for sure. Let's see. Remove one, PPR. Goddard, Ertz, Pittman, Williams, or Renfro. We're removing one. I will remove Zach Ertz. I'll remove Zach Ertz. Jeremy Lewis, Waddle, Gaskin, or Devontae Smith in the flex. I will go with Jalen Waddle here. Jalen Waddle. Devontae Parker is apparently fighting an uphill battle to play. I don't know if anything's come across. Nothing's come across the wire yet on whether he's playing or not. This is good for Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle for me against the Falcons. Go ahead and give me Jalen Waddle for sure. That's a big time ceiling there for a guy like Jalen Waddle. Dan Mashman, Mark Ingram, or Devontae Freeman. Yeah. Devontae Freeman, I guess. Man, I hate that we have these decisions right now. I hate bye weeks. I hate them. I hate them more than Luke Jackson. Maybe not. Maybe I don't hate bye weeks that much. But yeah, no, I hate bye weeks. I'll go with Devontae Freeman here. Not excited about it, but I'll take Devontae Freeman. Probably the lead running, what will be the lead running back on a better offense, a better team. So I think more chances to score, I believe, is probably why I would go Devontae Freeman. Pick 2. Ingram, Sonny Michel, or Jamal Williams for Detroit. This is what happens when we have bye weeks. But this is when the skills come in. You gotta make the right decisions. Go ahead and give me, man. It's got to be Ingram because he's probably gonna get the most touches out of them all. So definitely Ingram would be one. I'll go with Jamal Williams, I suppose. I don't expect anything from Jamal Williams, but I'll go with Jamal Williams as the guy there. Joe Cox, Christian Kirk, or Mark Ingram in the second flex. I will go with Christian Kirk. I think there's a higher ceiling there, higher chance to score a touchdown, just get more PPR points as well. So Christian Kirk is going to be my option there. Tua Tagovailoa or Sam Darnold. I will go with Tua this week. Look, there's the rumors about Deshaun Watson. He's got a good matchup against Atlanta. Maybe he's motivated. I know Parker's not playing, but maybe Preston Williams plays. We all love Preston Williams. I love Preston Williams. Jalen Waddle's going to be there. Obviously, Mike Gesicki's there. I think Tua could have a really solid game today, and really, I feel like he may be a little motivated as well. So go ahead and I'll roll the dice there. I'll go ahead and go with Tua Tagovailoa. Butch Campbell, PPR. D. Williams. I don't know if that's Damien Williams or Darrell Williams. So I'm gonna assume Darrell. Darrell Williams, Darrell Henderson, Devontae Booker, Mike Davis, Khalil Herbert. Pick 4. And then Callaway, we got a couple questions here, so let's unpack this piece by piece. You're gonna go, if we're picking 4, you're gonna go Darrell Henderson, Darrell Williams, Devontae Booker, and Mike Davis. You're gonna bench Khalil Herbert. Callaway or Robbie Anderson, I will go with Marquez Callaway, and then Stafford or Darnold. You're never gonna bench Matthew Stafford. Playing at an MVP level, you're not going to bench Matthew Stafford the rest of the year. So don't even, if this is a 1 QB league, you have 5 to 7 bench spot, you don't even need to own another quarterback. You're starting Matthew Stafford every single week. Don't even think twice. I don't care who he plays. You are starting Matthew Stafford every single week. Winston, Ryan, or Darnold. I will go with Ryan, Winston, and Darnold in that order. Astros or Braves. Let me take the Braves, baby. Braves, Van. Come on. You know, even Chipper Jones agrees. Let's see. What should we do with Julio this week? You should probably not depend on him. Probably going to play. I think he is going to play. That's already been announced, I believe. But I don't want to depend on him if I don't have to. But look, if he's a typical starter, I guess you have to. Just don't expect a whole lot from him. Jeff Ritchie, Herbert, or Alex Collins. I will go with Alex Collins over Khalil Herbert. The only reason why is because Damien Williams is back. So Khalil Herbert will be taking a back seat, unfortunately, because I think Herbert's the better player. But what can you do? Alex Collins is going to be your option there, Jeff. Cliff Armstrong, Devontae Freeman, or Damien Williams. I will go with Damien Williams. No, you know what? I'll go with Devontae Freeman. Lisa McCullough, Collins, or Freeman, or Drake. I will take Drake, Collins, Freeman in that order. Let's see. Goddard versus Vegas or Edmonds versus the Texans. I will go with Edmonds versus the Texans. Nyheim Hines versus Michael Carter, PPR. I will go with Michael Carter. Thoughts on starting Wentz today with the rain? I'm not really concerned about the rain. I think people make a big deal about rain when it comes to quarterbacks and receiving and all that. Rain is actually not as big of an enemy as rain and wind are really not as big of an enemy as what a lot of people think. Snow and mud are the biggest issues for when it comes to weather. But I understand people are worried about the rain. I'm not worried about Carson Wentz. So I'm going to take it. It's a must win. Carson Wentz is playing great football right now. You can't say no to that. I'm going to go. I think Carson Wentz is going to be fine. I don't know who your options are, but I'll take Carson Wentz. I think he's going to be a fine start. Aubrey Cromer, look at that. I see you. Trade Henry or Lockett and Henderson in PPR. Trade Henry for Lockett and Henderson. Are we really talking about trading Derrick Henry? This has got to be Hunter. There's no way this is Derrick Henry. This has got to be Hunter Henry. And yes, you would absolutely trade Hunter Henry for Tyler Lockett and Darrell Henderson, because I know that you are not asking me if you should trade Derrick Henry. I know you're not doing that. I know that's not the case. Mooney or James Conner? I'll go with James Conner. There. Matthew Bright, Tyler Boyd, or Damian Williams, Khalil Herbert. I think you got to go the running back here. Tyler Boyd really doesn't have a whole lot of value unless T. Higgins and or Jamar Chase is going to sit. So to me, it's going to be Damien Williams there. That's going to be your option. Matthew Bright, Alex Collins, Drake, or Bateman. Go ahead and give me Drake, Collins, Bateman. Oh, okay, pick two. Sorry. Give me Drake and Collins. I'll take Drake and Collins there. I think with Geno Smith, they may lean more a little bit on Alex Collins. I think that's a good thing for Alex. So Drake and Alex for me. Brady or Lamar? Man, you got a good problem. Here's my advice. Never bench Lamar Jackson. Trade Tom Brady to a team that needs a quarterback. This can't be a super flex league, or you'd be able to start both. So since this is a one quarterback league, I would advise trading Tom Brady. And then what you can do is trade Tom Brady to a quarterback needy team or a team that's desperate, get back maybe an extra running back for depth. If it's a dynasty league, get some future draft picks, maybe first and a second and a third, 2 seconds, something along those lines, or get another wide receiver or something. But that's what I would do. I'm not keeping both of these guys, especially if it's redraft. I'm just not. So I would play Lamar Jackson every single week, and I would trade Tom Brady to a team. There's no need to own two of these guys in a shallow redraft league. Sterling is out today. Start Ayuk or A.J. Green? Well, Darius Slayton's going to get a lot of starts, that's for sure. Sterling Shepard's out. Start Ayuk or A.J. Green? Look, I would typically say 3 weeks ago I'm saying Brandon Ayuk, but right now, man, A.J. Green's been balling, and he's got a good matchup. You can't say no to A.J. Green right now. A.J. Green's been balling. I'm going A.J. Green. Give me A.J. Green. Sam Darnold or Ryan Tannehill. I will go Sam Darnold. Not excited about really either one of them. And I think they're both pretty. I think they both have a pretty similar floor this week. So I'll take the one I think with a higher ceiling, with like a Robbie Anderson or something like that. I will go with Sam Darnold for sure over Ryan Tannehill. Lamb, Jefferson, and Keenan Allen are on a bye. I feel for you. I know. So who starts, Van Jefferson or Zach Pascal? I will take Van Jefferson. I'll go Van Jefferson in a good matchup against Detroit. I think both of them are pretty decent starts, pretty decent bye week fill-ins. And I understand if your gut tells you Zach Pascal, then by all means go for it. I think Wentz has been playing well. T.Y. Hilton's out. It's a must-win game. I think it'll be a competitive game. I think Zach Pascal will have a good game as well. So I think they're both good starts, so I don't blame you either way. Go ahead and give me Van Jefferson here. Lisa McCullough says Christian Kirk or Corey Davis. I will go with Christian Kirk over Corey Davis, and then Sony Michel or Damian Williams. Give me Damian Williams over Sony Michel, but I'm not excited about it for the record. All right, guys, looks like that's the final question of the day. If I didn't answer yours, tag me in the comments, and I will do my best to get to those after the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys enjoy the games. Best of luck. I am out.